All right, guys, much like we have looked at with the other countries, let us talk about why we study Mexico. I do want to apologize for the kid in the video as well as my hair because he did my hair. Um, when we look at Mexico and why we study it, it's a little bit different than the other countries we've looked at, right? So we looked at the United Kingdom, which is a consolidated democracy, very clearly. Then we looked at Russia, that we called an illiberal democracy, really an authoritarian regime. We looked at China as an authoritarian regime. We looked at Iran as an authoritarian regime, specifically a theocratic authoritarian government or one ruled by religion. Okay, now we're transitioning with Mexico and then eventually Nigeria. We are looking at transitional countries. Mexico is considered a transitioning democracy. We have seen some shifts, some back and forth, right? They are attempting to establish order. They are attempting to work in developing rule of law and government transparency and all of these things. But they have high levels of corruption, high levels of crime rates. And we see a lot of these crime lords really causing inefficiency within their government and some struggles. Okay, they are working to develop more economic policy. They do still have issues with oil, much like we've talked about with some of the other countries, all right? So Mexico is going to provide us an insight into what we call a transitional country or a transitional democracy, which is different than the other four that we have looked at so far. And with that, I'm going to stop the Why Mexico portion, and you should watch the rest of the Mexico history video. Do keep in mind it was made several years ago. So there might be some references that are outdated, but the history of Mexico has not, in fact, changed. Talk to you later, guys.